Welcome everyone to our channel to an exploration one of the most profound questions in theological and historical studies. Why did God choose Israel? This topic is more than an academic inquiry. It is a journey through the very heart of divine purpose, human history, and spiritual meaning. Whether you're a scholar, a believer, or someone curious about this fascinating subject, today we'll uncover not only the historical and biblical context, but also the deeper, often hidden reasons behind God's choice. The question of why God chose Israel is as old as the scriptures themselves. From the moment Abraham was called in Genesis 12, this choice has intrigued theologians, historians, and seekers. Israel's unique role in biblical history raises questions about fairness, purpose, and the nature of divine election. Was Israel chosen because it was better or stronger than other nations? Or was there something deeper at play? To unravel this mystery, we will delve into biblical texts, cultural context, and the symbolic significance of Israel's role in God's plan. Let's start with the biblical narrative. In the book of Deuteronomy 7:7-8, God's reason for choosing Israel is stated plainly. The Lord did not set his affection on you and choose you because you were more numerous than other peoples, for you were the fewest of all peoples. But it was because the Lord loved you and kept the oath he swore to your ancestors. Here the text emphasizes God's love and faithfulness, not Israel's merit. This choice is rooted in a covenant, a divine promise first given to Abraham in Genesis 12:2-3. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. The covenant established Israel as a people set apart, not for privilege, but for purpose. They were to be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation, Exodus 19:6, a conduit for God's blessings to all the earth. From a historical perspective, Israel's location at the crossroads of major ancient civilizations was no accident. Situated between Egypt, Mesopotamia, and other powerful empires, Israel had a strategic role in influencing the ancient world. Their laws, culture, and monotheistic faith offered a stark contrast to the polytheistic practices of surrounding nations. But Israel's mission was not about dominance. It was about testimony. Through their successes and failures, they were meant to demonstrate the reality of a covenantal relationship with God. Their story is one of human frailty met with divine faithfulness, a pattern that reveals God's character to the world. So far, we've examined the explicit reasons for Israel's election. But is there a hidden layer to this divine choice? Many scholars and theologians propose that God's choice of Israel serves as a microcosm of his relationship with humanity. Just as Israel was chosen not for its greatness, but out of love and purpose, so too is humanity called into relationship with God. Not because of merit, but because of grace. Additionally, Israel's story foreshadows the redemptive work of Christ. As the Apostle Paul writes in Galatians 3:8, Scripture foresaw that God would justify the Gentiles by faith and announce the gospel in advance to Abraham. All nations will be blessed through you. Through Israel, God was setting the stage for a universal message of salvation. Their trials, exiles, and eventual restoration point to a God who redeems and reconciles. What does this ancient story mean for us today? Purpose beyond privilege. Like Israel, we are called not for our greatness, but for a greater purpose. Our lives are meant to reflect God's love and truth to those around us. Faithfulness and failure. Israel's history reminds us that God's faithfulness endures despite human shortcomings. This is a message of hope for anyone who feels inadequate or unworthy. A global vision. God's choice of Israel underscores his concern for all nations. We are invited to participate in this mission of spreading love, justice, and redemption. Israel's story is a reflection of humanity's spiritual journey. Just as Israel experienced cycles of faithfulness, rebellion, and restoration, so do individuals and societies. Their struggles mirror our own tendencies to drift away from divine purpose and the grace that draws us back. This perspective allows us to see Israel's history not just as a national narrative, but as a universal one. God's covenant with Israel came with responsibilities. They were called to be a light to the nations, embodying God's justice and mercy. This role challenges us to consider how we too can live out our responsibilities in our communities. The covenant is not merely a privilege, but a call to action. a reminder of the partnership between divine sovereignty and human agency. The prophets of Israel often spoke of their unique role and ultimate destiny. They predicted both judgment for unfaithfulness and hope for restoration. These prophecies highlight God's unchanging plan and the assurance that his promises will be fulfilled. For Christians, the coming of Christ is seen as the ultimate fulfillment of these prophecies, further emphasizing Israel's pivotal role in God's plan. Even today, Israel continues to be a focal point of theological and political discussions. Its existence raises questions about the continuity of God's covenant and the relevance of ancient promises. While interpretations vary, the spiritual significance of Israel remains a testament to God's enduring purposes in history. Israel's story ultimately points to the universal call of God. Through their example, we learn that God's love and mission extend to all people. This inclusivity challenges us to embrace diversity, seek justice, and work toward reconciliation, embodying the values that Israel was chosen to represent. What can we take away from this exploration on a personal level? Israel's story encourages us to reflect on our own lives. Are we living with a sense of purpose? Are we responding to God's call with faith and action? By applying these lessons, we can align our lives more closely with the greater story of redemption and grace. The relationship between Israel and the church is a significant theological theme. While Israel represents God's original covenant people, the church embodies the extension of that covenant to all nations. This dynamic invites believers to appreciate their spiritual heritage and the shared mission of living as God's witnesses in the world. Israel's contributions to human civilization extend beyond theology. Their ethical monotheism, emphasis on justice, and respect for human dignity have profoundly influenced global culture. Recognizing this legacy helps us understand the broader impact of God's covenant with Israel on shaping societies and moral frameworks. God's choice of Israel continues to resonate as a testament to his faithfulness and purpose. It challenges us to think deeply about divine election, human responsibility, and the unfolding of history according to God's plan. By studying Israel's story, we are reminded of the unchanging principles of grace, justice, and hope that guide humanity's journey. Israel's story offers a valuable platform for interfaith dialogue among Jews, Christians, and Muslims. These faiths, rooted in Abrahamic traditions, share common narratives about Israel's significance. Exploring these shared beliefs can foster mutual understanding, respect, and cooperation in addressing global challenges rooted in faith and values. Israel's journey is one of resilience against adversity, from slavery in Egypt to exile in Babylon and countless trials in between. Israel's perseverance demonstrates the strength found in faith and divine purpose. This resilience inspires individuals and communities today to remain steadfast in their pursuits, trusting in higher guidance even amid hardship. The future of God's covenant with Israel remains a topic of great interest. Many believe it signifies hope for ultimate reconciliation and restoration, not only for Israel but for the entire world. This perspective invites us to look forward with anticipation, embracing our role in this unfolding story and contributing to its redemptive arc. Israel's story is intricately tied to the broader narrative of humanity. As a nation chosen to be a blessing to all other nations, their history reveals God's plan for interconnectedness and mutual reliance. This section explores how Israel's unique role emphasizes the importance of collaboration and compassion among nations. The journey of Israel offers profound moral lessons, from their deliverance from Egypt to their challenges in the wilderness. These experiences teach resilience, trust in divine timing, and the consequences of disobedience. Reflecting on these lessons can inspire personal and collective growth in character and faith. As theological exploration continues to evolve, Israel's significance will remain central to understanding God's purposes. Whether through eschatological interpretations or reflections on covenant theology, Israel's role provides endless depth for scholars and believers seeking to connect past, present, and future. To ask why God chose Israel is to peer into the depths of divine wisdom and love. It is a story of grace, covenant, and mission, one that continues to unfold in our lives and communities today. By understanding Israel's role in God's plan, we gain a clearer vision of our own purpose in the grand narrative of history. Thank you for joining me on this journey. May this exploration inspire you to see not only the significance of Israel, but also the universal message of hope and redemption woven through their story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this exploration with others who are curious about faith and history. Until next time, stay curious and keep seeking the hidden treasures of faith.